Hey friends, welcome back. Friends, today in this particular lecture we will talk about default settings and we will also try to understand what is default setting first of all. And this particular program is taken from the last lecture and we have changed couple of things. If we check the bean, firstly there is this bean where the auto wire is constructor, but we have multiple beans which can be used for injection as a constructor parameter. And definitely now if we execute this particular program, then there would be a crash. Alright, so if we check our previous lecture, in our previous lecture we have talked about how to reduce ambiguities, and we will take that further and we will see how we can again reduce ambiguity with reference to default settings. Let me navigate to this beans.xml. Now in this particular beans.xml, previously we were talking about these three beans: offers 1, offers 2 and my insurance bean. But now we will check the default settings. So let me again navigate to this beans. Here we go. This is nothing but the parent for all these beans. If I show you this source, this particular tag. So the beans tag contains all the beans within. Beans is the parent tag, whereas these bean are the children tag, right? So all these are child. So if I again navigate to this beans tab and highlight this beans, then we can see couple of default settings. And in here one of the setting is default auto wire. So in here I can give a default value. As if now we can also see default no. In fact, no is the default value as well. By name, by type and constructor, and we will be making use of constructor. One more thing, by name, by type are specific to properties, and these two type we would be seeing in our forthcoming lectures. As if now we will only work with constructor. So we will now make this as constructor. Alright, let me also save beans.xml, and now if I navigate to source, you can easily identify that this particular argument is now also added, default auto wire constructor. And even if I remove this particular argument, even then it is okay. And in order to check the concept, as if now I will get rid of this bean, so that there is only one bean of offers class, and we have given the default auto wire value as constructor. So this is a perfect configuration, and we should able to execute the user.java file. So let me now navigate and execute this particular program, and now this should work properly. Here we go. So now it is working. So what does this default value mean? This default value mean that all the beans which are inside this parent tag will apply this default setting. And if this setting is applied to these beans, then definitely it will work accordingly. And for this particular bean, my insurance, we have applied this constructor setting, and as a result we are executing the program perfectly. So this is a default setting. Moving forward, if now we have these multiple bean whose derive the offers object, now there is again a ambiguity, right? So now if I execute this particular program, there would be an ambiguity and the application will crash, right? So now if I again check the default auto wire argument, we can have a yet another argument in here. So let me navigate to beans tab again, and if I highlight this beans, then in here we have this default auto wire candidate, and in here we can define the auto wire candidates. For example, I say that offers 1 is a default auto wire candidate, but offers 2 is not. Then Spring will only consider offers 1 as a auto wire candidate. So let me do this in here. So I will say offers 1 and we will save the program. And now I will try to execute this particular program. Let me also show you the source first. There are two beans. both can be injected as a constructor parameter, but the default AutoWire candidate is only offers 1. Then what would be the output? Let me execute the program and it should work properly. Here we go. So it is working properly, and this particular bean offers 1 got injected, which is perfect. Moving forward, there are 2 things I would like to share with you guys. Firstly, these candidates could be multiple. We can add multiple values in here by adding a comma in between. The way is pretty simple. We can add a comma separated list in here. For example, I can type in offers 2, no problem. And if we check the source, offers 2 would be added after this comma, which is perfect. The second thing which I would like to share with you guys, that this is a default setting, and the default setting can be very easily overridden, and we can also add a local setting, and definitely the local setting would be used and the default setting would be overridden. So that's all for now. We will dig more into these small little things which are auto wiring with reference to XML configuration in the forthcoming lectures, and we will dig more into these concepts with reference to property in the forthcoming lectures. So couple of interesting stuff are coming up in this particular section. Stay tuned. Have a nice day and keep coding.